For years, the Beckham family sold the image of unity, polished, powerful, unbreakable. But now that picture has shattered in the most public way possible. At the center of the explosion is Brooklyn Beckham.
What's the biggest, juiciest family drama you can think of? This one's a lot bigger than anything you have ever seen. Picture the juiciest, nastiest family drama starring the most famous former soccer star on Earth, a global fashion queen, their heartthrob son, and a billionaire father. Sounds like a movie, right? But this is real life. This is the explosive Beckham versus Beckham feud, and another powerful player just entered the scene. He's a man who trades in billions, not tabloid headlines. He's the ultimate father-in-law, a Wall Street legend known for winning brutal business wars. This is Nicola's dad, billionaire titan Nelson Peltz. He's watched the drama unfold from his billion-dollar fortress, staying silent. Now, he's finally decided to speak. And when a man like that talks, the whole world has to stop and listen. Forget pop stars and soccer legends. The guy with the real power has just taken the mic. But first, let's go back to see what all the fuss is about. For years, the world watched the perfect Beckham family picture. David and Victoria, the ultimate power couple. Their 4 stylish kids growing up in the spotlight. It all looked so glamorous. Then, their oldest son, Brooklyn, married actress Nicola Peltz in a gigantic, star-studded wedding in 2022. The photos were fairy tale perfect, but behind the smiles, trouble was brewing. Whispers started, stories about cold shoulders, family tensions, and a mother-in-law who was not so happy. The gossip magazines ate it up. Everyone wondered, was this famous family about to crack? Then, in January of 2026, Brooklyn Beckham dropped a bomb. He didn't call a reporter, he didn't send a lawyer's letter, he did what his generation does. He took to Instagram. But this wasn't a cute photo of his dinner. This was an 821-word letter typed out for all his millions of followers to see. He pointed the finger directly at his own mom and dad. He said they had tried to ruin his relationship with Nicola from the very beginning. He told a shocking story about his mom, Victoria, promising to design Nicola's beautiful wedding dress only to cancel at the last minute. He said Nicola was left in tears just days before the wedding. His words were fiery and final. "I do not want to reconcile with my family," he wrote. He was drawing a line in the sand. Can you imagine hitting post on something like that about your parents? What kind of heartbreak or anger leads to that moment? The whole internet froze. This wasn't just a little tiff. This was a declaration of war. So how do you respond when your own son says that to the world? David and Victoria Beckham chose quiet strength. They didn't post a messy reply. They didn't yell. Instead, David gave an interview soon after. He was talking about being a dad, and he said something that seemed to be meant for Brooklyn. "You have to let your children make mistakes," David said softly. "That is how they learn." It sounded like the words of a hurt but loving father. Then, the Beckhams did something even smarter. The whole family, David, Victoria, Romeo, Cruz, and Harper, stepped out together at Paris Fashion Week. They smiled, they laughed, they posed as one big, happy unit. The message was clear. The Beckham family is still strong, even if one member has chosen to leave. But here's the twist. While Brooklyn was walking away from one family, he was running straight into the arms of another. Nicola's dad is not just any father. He's Nelson Peltz, a fearsome billionaire who fights massive corporate battles for a living. While the Beckhams gave us Fashion Week smiles, Nelson was showing his support with actions. He was the one who officiated Brooklyn and Nicola's second wedding ceremony. He has given Brooklyn a job. Brooklyn seems to have traded a famous last name for a powerful new father figure. It's a real-life drama of switching teams. The world was buzzing. The Beckhams gave their quiet answer. Brooklyn fired his shot. But what did Nicola's mighty family think? Everyone waited for Nelson Peltz, the billionaire, to speak up. Would he blast the Beckhams? Would he start a war of words? The wait ended on February 3rd, 2026. Nelson was at a fancy business conference in Florida. Someone finally got the courage to ask him the question on everyone's mind. How do you deal with family drama when it's all over the news? The old billionaire didn't even blink. First, he made a joke. "Has my family been in the press lately?" he asked with a sly smile. "I haven't noticed that at all." The crowd roared with laughter. They knew he was playing it cool. But then he gave his golden rule, the advice that made him rich and powerful. "My advice is to stay the hell out of the press," he said, his voice firm. Then he asked the brilliant question, how much good did that do? He was basically saying all the shouting and posting just made the mess bigger. His solution? Zip it. Keep it private. But he wasn't finished. He saved the best for last. He threw his full heavyweight support behind the young couple. "I'll tell you, my daughter's great. My son-in-law, Brooklyn, is great. And I look forward to them having a long, happy marriage together." Boom. Just like that. He called Brooklyn great and pulled him firmly into the Peltz family circle. He didn't trash the Beckhams, he just built a fortress of support around his daughter and his husband. Think about that power play. The Beckhams use a family photo, Brooklyn uses an Instagram rant, and Nelson Peltz, he uses a few calm sentences at a business meeting to end the argument. Whose move was the smartest? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Cold, hard cash. The Beckhams are rich, right? Of course. Mansions, cars, fashion lines. But the Peltz family? They are on a whole other planet. Nelson Peltz is worth billions. We're talking private jets, multiple mega mansions, money so deep you can't see the bottom. Rumors fly that Nicola gets a jaw-dropping monthly allowance from her dad. This money changes everything. It means Brooklyn and Nicola don't need anything from the Beckhams. They have their own fortune. It gives the Peltz family a huge amount of quiet power in this feud. Is this also a battle of the bank accounts? So, where does this leave us? Nelson Peltz has spoken, the billionaire has entered the chat, and his message is simple. Stop talking. He's given the young couple his blessing and told everyone to mind their own business. The Beckhams have shown they are moving forward as a family of 5, but the real story is about Brooklyn. He's just a young guy trying to find his way. He's turned his back on the family he was born into. He's found a new home with a wife who loves him and a billionaire father-in-law who calls him great. He traded Beckham for Peltz. Was it worth it? Only he knows. One thing is for sure, this family feud is the soap opera the world can't stop watching. And with a billionaire now steering the ship for one side, you better believe there are more twists to come. Will there be a tearful reunion one day, or is this split forever? Stay tuned, because with these families, anything can happen, and you know we'll be watching every single second of it. If you want to be the first to know what happens next in this billionaire versus superstar drama, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Your friends are talking about this. Be the one who knows the whole story. Share this with them and let us know in the comments, whose side are you on?